Los Angeles artist John Baldessari.
This is a very psychological rendition of one of the elements of the story of Christ. Christ does not look heroic in any way. No way does he look youthful and beautiful, and no way does he look suffering. He looks troubled. He looks very anxious. Briefly, the story is that Christ is presented with a woman taken in adultery, and he's supposed to judge her guilty, and he says that whoever here is without guilt, let him cast the first stone. Okay, that's the story. When I look at this, the first thing I think about is that it's very much like a film noir movie because of its preponderance of dark. It's probably 75% dark and only about 25% light. So we have a lot of things hidden, and any time that we have anything in the dark, then the mind begins to invent what is hidden. The bottom left of the painting, almost two-thirds, is almost entirely in dark. Christ then is looking into this sort of void of dark. He's not really looking at the woman, and the woman's looking down. What we see mostly of the woman is her breast, and there's a great amount of cleavage there. It could very well easily be the cover of a film noir novel. And the rest of the painting then is taken up with little bits and pieces, body parts even. We have a lot of hands. We have flashes of light on a cheek or a nose, armor occasionally. There are some very strange, quirky things going on that almost can pass you by. There's a figure just above Christ that has glasses on, and that adds a strange element, as if Christ is being very carefully inspected. Another thing to look at is the collision, let's say, between elements of flesh and elements of armor. The two figures that are most vulnerable in the painting are the woman and Christ. They have the most flesh exposed. And with all this exposed flesh and one sword and another dagger, they look very, very vulnerable to me.